Hello everyone, I would like to start off by introducing my group. Our group name is T.A.L.E, which stands for Transitioning Awareness Lawfully Educating. It can also stand for our group members' names: Teron Allen, Lorenzo Parks, Aaron Duncan, myself, and Evan Story. And our Capstone project is a web application entitled Political Visions. Okay. I'd like to briefly touch on the problem that inspired this project. The most recent midterm election was held on November 4th, and according to the Washington Post, the voter turnout for that election was the lowest since World War II. Also, only 30% of the registered population of eligible voters voted or participated in that election, and 21% of the youth population participated. And imagine what these numbers look like locally. That's on a national scale. Imagine what these numbers look like locally. Our concern is, why are these numbers so low, and why do so little people vote?
So the solution to this, we see one possible way is to create a web application that would kind of let users interact with politicians and let them both be in the same plane so they can interact with each other, and also to have a discussion board so they can discuss with a Reddit type feel to it, so that more popular items get moved to the top, kind of like a sort, and also to have a database that actually has all litigation, so people can learn about what's going on in the local community, what's going on nationally as far as politics goes.
All right, the design. This is basically like a mock protocol of our website, and the main four circles would be like the different templates for the politicians, whether they're Democrat or Republic, and listed below is the results. So they would display like the results to the bills or propositions that they agreed upon. And then listed along the side here is just like a brief overview of what our website would consist of. And then at the top of our website, you'll see the search function, and that way users or politicians can search inside our website. And if they got anything they want to search for, like different bills that has been passed, or different propositions, or different politicians that they want to contact, they can just go to the search function. And also it'll be like a login page, and also a profile page. And this is a more descriptive design. So basically, our home would consist of our introduction to our website, and the about page will basically describe the problem and the solution as mentioned earlier. And the politicians page would basically be a way for the politicians to host their profiles onto our account, and also a way where different users can contact their politicians in their local area, and it was also a way where they can search for politicians in their local area as well. And the bills/propositions page will basically consist of bills or propositions that's currently being running towards the upcoming elections. And the discussion board would basically mention, like as described earlier, it'd be like a Reddit style where people, the most top vote would get bumped up at towards the top, and then basically decrease from there. And then the calendar events would basically consist of the elections and the upcoming bill dates that's going on. And then the contact page would basically consist of a way for politicians, or a way for like the users to contact or give us feedback on our website on things that need to be changed, or better ways to help them. And for the login and log out, would basically consist of two different profile views regarding the user and the politician. In testing and data collection, our group decided to do test-driven development, which is a software development process, and we're doing unit testing. And basically, it's a easier way to write code. And instead of you writing code from the start, you first start out by writing test functions, and then from there, whether they pass or fail, you write the production code, and then you run out of tests again, and then you keep repeating the process over and over again until your code gets completed to the end of production.
So the resources that we'll be using, the text editors will be Sublime or Text Wrangler. Those would just be to develop our code. We'll also be using Bootstrap, what is a front-end web frame development for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We'll also be using Cake PHP, which is a back-end framework to handle encryption and security for form validation. Also, along with the Bootstrap, it'll handle the responsive web development. We'll also be using MySQL. MySQL is a database, relational database. The plugin for PHP admin allows you to directly get into the database and change information from there. Also, we'll be using GitHub. GitHub is data source control, so we can collectively work together from different locations in case we have different code to work on. The average cost will be around, in the technical world, for a developer and also working with an outside source of a marketing person, will be around $50,000 to $60,000 just for this semester. That's just to put into perspective the salary and also the web cost maintenance. And we're using all open source software, so that will give us around an estimate of $50,000 to $60,000.
All right, so future work. The first thing we're kind of thinking about future work is a logo, because this is a user-driven web application. So we're thinking logo would help with marketing, would help to draw people in. Next, we need to actually go about designing the website, getting all the details driven out for each page to make sure everything looks exactly how we want it to. And once we get that design down, then we can actually start to build, starting from the background to the foreground, to actually make it appear the way the design was, to try to build up to that. We also have to do all our independent learning. We have to learn about all the resources we were talking about, because we have to know the ins and outs just in case anything goes wrong with any of them. We have to make sure we're ready to deal with that. And finally, we have to do actually get out there and do the marketing, because like I said, it's a user-driven web application, so we have to get people involved. We have people trying to get the politicians involved already, that kind of thing, and try to get students to actually get interested in this and care.